Trusting Her Journey. We cannot believe that today we're closing out season one. Oh my
Yay!
God.
Welcome, 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 everyone. We are so excited that Felicia and I did something for us. We were
Yes.
obedient and we shared something that we did for us with you all. And we are so excited to see what God is going to do next. Just excited.
Yes, just excited and also filled with gratitude because you
Hmm.
all have been with us since episode one, and we don't take that lightly. So we want to start off by saying thank you so much for
Thank
tuning
y'all.
in with us
Yes.
every week and listening to us yap. We hope we
Right.
hope that you leave these episodes with something. But again, we're just like so grateful and
Hmm.
excited for all the things to come.
Yes.
But it's kind of ironic that this is the last episode of season one, and we are talking about something that we don't normally talk about. It's a conversation
Mm-mm.
that, we don't really, I don't want to say we, but just like as women, as Black women, we don't talk about this enough, and it
Hmm.
is rest. And more than it's just rest, knowing that rest is what we need. Like rest truly helps us get to the next season of life or fuels
Yes.
us for the next season of life. So
Yes.
we are so excited to dive into this. And we just want to put a disclaimer out there before we even get into the topic. When we say rest, sis, we are not talking about just naps and vacations and spa days.
Hmm.
We are talking
Hmm.
about rest that truly refuses to prove your worth through exhaustion.
Yeah.
The
Nope. Not doing
kind,
it no more.
yeah, not that's not what we're here for. The
Mm-mm.
the kind that says I don't have to run myself into the ground to
Yep.
be valuable.
That's right. I am excited to have this conversation too. Now, we have conversations, Felicia and I have conversations where we gently, well, sometimes Felicia be kind of forcefully reminding me to rest. Girl, go
I'm
sit down
sorry.
somewhere. You need to stop whatever you doing and go rest. Right. But I think that's, and I think a lot of women probably do that. The question, I guess, is do we listen if our friends or someone who loves and cares about us encourages us to rest? Do we actually listen? And then when we do rest, what kind of rest? Like, what's the quality of the rest
Hmm.
that we have? Like, do we really feel replenished? Do we feel refueled after
Yeah.
we rest? Some of us, though, we're not just exhausted like physically, our souls and spirits are just tired because we give
Hmm.
from every part of our being because we don't halfway do stuff, right? We are all
Right.
showing up with excellence, and that's
Yes.
great, but we need to be resting more. We got to stop running ourselves into the ground,
Yeah.
not just because of some of the stuff we're going to talk about today, but number one, it don't make you more valuable, right? You're not going to get an award just because you,
Exactly. I've never seen that award, like
no,
ever. Never.
you don't. But so do you think, Felicia, as we get into this conversation,
Yeah.
do you think that those of us who struggle with resting, those of us who are exhausted and tired, is it just because of the work we're doing every day and maybe because you're momming and your wife? Is it just because of that, or you think it's something else?
I think it's a combination of things, honestly. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, we are tired some
Mm-hmm.
evenings from being moms, wives,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
employees, business owners,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that if I can be real, a lot of us are exhausted because we're focused on healing so fast. We're focused on entering
Mm.
a new season of life quickly.
Yep.
So we are being overly consumed with like reading all the self-help books, listening to all the podcasts,
Now y'all
you
keep
know,
listening to our podcast. Well, I'm just
yeah,
saying.
no, I'm just saying, keep listening, but also you are allowed to take a break when it
That's
becomes
right.
too much,
That's
and we've
right.
talked about that before, just like
Hmm.
trusting your own wisdom to say, I'm exhausted, I need to scale back,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
listening to all the sermons, the podcasts, reading the books, watching the TikTok series around how you glow up in the next
How
30,
to.
40 days, how to
Yep.
become that girl,
Yep.
it becomes a lot of pressure to
Hmm.
prove yourself, to be perfect, to get it right. And you just become
It's
exhausted.
too
Baby, you
much.
tired. You doing
Hmm.
too much. What about you? Do
Hmm.
you think it's something else that maybe I didn't name?
Oh no, I think it's that this pressure to show up a certain way, to show up perfect, to be on all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and we feel like we the only way to accomplish that is to be healed, right? To
Mm,
become her, whatever that means
mm-hmm.
for you. And that is beautiful,
Yeah.
wonderful, amazing, marvelous.
Yeah.
But I don't know that we pause enough to let all of the
No.
sermons, all the notes we took on the podcast, all of the tutorials we watched, all the books we read. I don't think we ever pause long enough to let the stuff sink in.
No. We
And when
just
you
go to the next
we go to the
thing.
next thing,
Yeah.
that's right. And that's not healing. That's just
No.
more pressure.
Yes, that's where we start to recognize the signs and symptoms of burnout, if we can
Mm-hmm.
be honest. But we
Yeah.
don't know that we're burnt out at the time. We're just saying things like, I'm just exhausted. Like
Mm-hmm.
I need to read this scripture. I need to listen to this podcast
Mm-hmm.
again.
Mm-hmm.
But that kind of takes me into just kind of like a thought or even a question if you want to kind of explore that or process it a little bit more around like, how do you know the difference between being tired from life and being tired from like always working on
Hmm.
yourself?
How do I know the difference between being tired from life and being tired from always just working on myself?
Yeah.
So I guess for me, I, because naturally, it's not uncommon for me to overthink.
Mm-hmm.
So I think one thing for me personally is I will notice that that's what I'm doing. I'm not just appreciating where I am. I'm
Mm-hmm.
maybe not experiencing as much joy as I would like.
Yeah.
I'm just I'm everything that I have consumed is just on this loop and not in
Yes.
a helpful way.
Yeah.
Not it's actually disrupting my peace. It's actually disrupting my thoughts.
Yeah.
And then so then I start to feel like, well, dang, well, I was going to do something.
Mm.
Why can't I stay focused on this? Why is it like I have so many unfinished tasks? I'm
Yeah.
starting a lot of stuff and I'm not finishing a lot of the things that I've
Yeah.
started. So that's for me how I know that I'm tired. And it's not just because I got a lot of dishes to wash and laundry to fold, but
Mm-hmm.
I have consumed too much. I've probably reached my capacity before I realized it. What about you?
Yeah, I think it's the same thing. I'm naturally an overthinker, and I feel like sometimes I know when I'm tired because I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I have more of the physical sensations that show up for me, like my eye
Okay.
twitches, like, I get a severe headache, I have like just muscle aches, and that's like,
Yeah.
okay, your body needs rest. When I
Mm-hmm.
know that my soul and my mind needs rest is because I'm overthinking. I'm trying to figure
Mm-hmm.
out like, okay, well, how can I do this? Okay, well, let me read this book again. It
Yep.
goes back to let me read
Yep.
this book. Let me listen to this sermon again.
Yep.
I become overly consumed with finding the thing that I feel will help cure me versus like, girl, don't do anything else right
Would you
now.
get out of my business, please? Thank you.
I mean, I'm just being so honest. And I send you things sometimes, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
we be
Mm-hmm.
sending each other like, hey, listen to this. Hey, listen to this. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, you literally are going to all these different platforms to follow your, favorite creators or
Yep.
listen to the messages that they're sending for today. when you already know this, like you've already had this information before, but you're not sitting with it. You're not being
Mm-hmm.
intentional with it. You're just
Mm-hmm.
trying to find the next best thing
Mm-hmm.
to do.
Mm-hmm.
And more than anything, it's not just sitting with it. I'm looking for tasks to do. I'm looking for journal prompts.
Girl,
I'm
more work.
looking. I'm like, girl, you talk about, oh, I'm tired of doing all of these things, but you're looking for more. And I think that
Yeah.
that kind of flows into we've already named some of the struggles that may show up in our lives when we're trying to
Mm-hmm.
determine whether I need to rest my body versus rest my soul and my mind. Are there any
Mm-hmm.
other struggles that you would want to name to help the listeners kind of maybe identify some things that they want to explore within themselves?
I think also just noticing whether or not you're actually integrating some of the stuff you've
Mm,
been watching on videos, reading in books, listening to at
yeah.
church, listening to on podcasts. Like you heard us give you tips, or you read an email that came from someone and it's got some strategies. Have you actually implemented it? And if you
Mm,
haven't, then that's likely a sign that you're heading down this road towards just exhausting yourself from trying to heal and grow and self help and all the things.
yes.
And there's this myth that a lot of us live with, that the faster the healing is, the more healed we will become, or the more healed we are. I need to be able to
Mm,
show that I'm healed, and this is how I'll show it. Well, I had a lot of books on my bookshelf. A lot of them I've read, some of them I've skimmed, some of them I haven't read yet. That don't mean
mm-hmm.
I'm healed,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So don't envy the fact that I have a lot of books. What does my life look like?
Mm,
We talked about the fruit of our life, in a previous episode, but what does my life look like? I have to be accountable to me too. Am I actually integrating the things that I am consuming?
yeah.
Am I actually putting this stuff to work? If I'm sitting down to read my Bible, God, show me what it is I need from the scripture and how I can apply it to my life. That's the prayer.
Yeah. No,
Right?
that's big. And it kind of brought me to a moment of reflection where I think we can actually use this also as a reflection point with ourselves, not to do more work, but actually to say, like, have I noticed like that sometimes what wears you down or what wears me down isn't our actual life. It's just the pressure to fix our lives. So as
Mm-hmm.
much as we're saying like, and I'm speaking from experience where I'm like, I'm exhausted. I I need something different. That's the main
Mm-hmm.
thing I hear in my practice. Like, I don't think I'm doing enough. I need, again, it goes back to the comparison piece that we've talked about in previous episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But if we can really be honest with ourselves, girl, no. It's like, where am I always, like, why, I should say, why in my life am I always trying to fix something?
Oh
Why
yeah.
can't I actually just live the life that
Mm-hmm.
I've been blessed with, or
Yep.
live the life that I'm currently in, the season that I'm currently in,
Yes.
without
Yes.
thinking, what do I need to fix? What do I need to do?
Why are
Like,
you always finding something wrong with your
exactly.
existence?
And
Just
how do you
exist.
know that this life is not actually good and meant for you if
Mm-hmm.
you're always trying to find the whole, if you're
Mm-hmm.
always trying to find the new
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah. A lot of times I've noticed with my clients that same thing. And we are our clients in a lot of ways too, right? So we're
Yes.
gonna keep it 100 with
Yes.
y'all. It's not as if we haven't struggled with some of the same things, but that's something I notice always of what's next. And something I like to offer them is, even if you consider, I don't care if you consider the last session or the first session, when I encourage my clients to give me a couple of things you took away from our conversation today. Have you actually applied the thing?
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at it as homework. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you can call it that if you want, but have you actually applied the thing that we talked about and you
Yeah.
likely even agree that you were going to try?
Yeah.
Because that's the opportunity word, try. Just try to do this thing or practice. implementing this
Yeah.
one thing and be consistent with it. And consistency is applicable to everything that we are trying to do new and different in our life, whether it's eating better, whether it's showing up
Mm.
more in your marriage, whether it's trying to lose weight, whether it's learning how to drive a car, whether it's
Yeah.
learning how to anything.
Yeah.
You have to be consistent. You have to practice, and a lot we don't do that.
Yeah.
Just consuming more. Oh, this was too. It was the video. The podcast was too long.
Mm.
The sermon was too long. I lost focus.
Yes.
The weights were too heavy to lift.
Yeah.
The groceries, it costs too much to buy only healthy stuff or mostly healthy stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? Meal prep and take too long, right? So we want things quicker, we want things faster, we want things easier. And I think that's why we jump from thing to thing to thing. And we don't even
Yeah.
realize that we're not resting and
Yeah.
we're not implementing or integrating any of the stuff
Yeah.
that we've consumed.
Yeah. It's just keeping us in survival mode.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
We're
I
just
agree.
doing. And like you said, to me, we use rest as avoidance versus integration.
Yeah.
And integration in a way of like, really, how are we giving our body what it needs, our mind and our
Mm-hmm.
spirit to like actually absorb what we've already learned?
Mm-hmm.
Because without rest, wisdom never gets rooted. So it's just
Nope.
like, hey, I'm listening to all these things, but I'm not planting any of the seeds or any of the wisdom that I'm receiving from these things. I'm just moving on to the next one. It's kind of
Right.
like I'm opening a different tab. I'm adding something new to the
Mm-hmm.
Rolodex, but I'm not actually integrating it in my life.
Well, you're
You know,
not wise if you're not applying the knowledge that you have.
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
opposite of being wise.
Yeah. How do you think, because we've kind of talked about this, the roles
Mm-hmm.
that we occupy in our lives. How do you feel this can play out in some of the roles like as a mom, a wife, a friend, an employee? How do you think resisting rest and like overdoing things and
Mm-hmm.
trying to heal quickly or get to the next phase in our lives can
Yeah.
show up in these spaces?
Well, and I know as a mom, I I want things to be fast. I just do.
Mm,
I want the bullet points.
yeah,
I need the microwave ready, whatever.
yeah,
I
yeah.
that's just what I know about me. And so slowing down sometimes can feel
Mm,
very uncomfortable.
yeah.
Slowing down sometimes can make me feel like, oh, I'm going to miss something, which is the opposite, right? If you're moving
Mm-hmm.
slow, then you're less likely to miss
Mm-hmm.
something. But for
Yeah.
lots of reasons, slowing down, I'm convinced if I move too slow, I'm gonna overlook something and I'm gonna miss something. And that's just not true. And so we also have this pressure like, am I doing enough for my kids? Am I
Yeah.
doing enough for my spouse? Like this, is she in enough programs? Am I cooking
Mm-hmm.
the best meals? Am I being patient? Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. I need to go back and
Mm-hmm.
apologize, right? In my relationship, if I say there's no sex tonight, then like, am I gonna be less desirable? Is he gonna be
Mm-hmm.
feeling some type of way? If I ask for help, is that me nagging or am I failing? Am I doing my part? I got a load of towels on the couch right now, and I'm like, oh, when he come home, I don't want him to think I wasn't doing nothing all day. I really was working.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing, a lot of pressure with my friends. If I don't text back fast enough, well, I think me and my friends have worked through that. They get it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still like it's been some time. Do I need to check in? Am I not a good friend because I haven't checked in? There's just
Mm.
constant trying to prove yourself. That is
Yes.
exhausting. And the ironic part
Yeah.
about it is we don't get to have the intimacy and the connection
Mm.
that we need in our relationships because we are rushing. We won't slow down. We
Right.
end up resenting our roles and all the
That's
responsibilities
real.
that come with them because we are rushing. We miss it. We miss out on the good parts of life.
Yeah, no, that's real. And it made me think about, just a question that I had for myself, and maybe it'll resonate with you too. What would it look like if instead of add more, we gave ourselves the space to let
Mm.
what we already know kind of take root, or
Mm.
knowing that I'm already doing enough as a mom.
Yep.
I'm getting you to school every day on
Mm.
time. I'm making
Right.
sure that you have a roof over your head. I'm making sure
Hmm.
that you engage in all the activities that you want to. I'm exposing you to different things. I'm giving you love even as a partner. I'm communicating the best that I can. I'm trying to show up in other areas of intimacy in the relationship the best that I
Hmm.
can. And instead of trying to add more on the plate, I can just actually say, you know what? I'm doing the best, and
Yeah.
this is what
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
in this season, and I'm gonna stick with that. And in other
Hmm.
seasons it may look different and I can give a little
And
bit
that's okay.
more, but I'm gonna allow this to take root right now in
To
these
be enough.
relationships.
It's
Yes.
enough. Now I will say I am fortunate and blessed because I have a partner. He don't play like that.
Yeah.
His thing is yeah, you're doing enough. Haven't you? He says that so many times, probably more than he should have to. During
Yeah.
the week, all right, you're doing enough. That's
Mm-hmm.
enough.
Yeah.
It's no, we good. That's enough. Well, she's good. That's enough. Not one more thing. He
Yes.
is constantly reminding me. He is my constant reminder that enough is enough, or when enough is enough, or when you look like
Mm.
you haven't rested, or when you look like you're getting ready to think about possibly doing too much.
He like, nope.
Mm-mm.
Nothing
No.
else.
And
Yeah.
I know better as a clinician. I know better as a friend
Mm-hmm.
who has friends who have struggled even with their physical health because they've done
Mm-hmm.
too much. So they are my living example to rest and slow down. So I am fortunate. My
Yeah.
husband do not play like that about me. And so
Yeah.
when I give myself space, when I listen to him
Mm-hmm.
and I listen to my body,
Yeah.
I feel so much. I enjoy lots of the parts of my life that I likely am missing because I'm trying to do all the things.
Yeah. So let's give our listeners who maybe aren't ready to, kind of share those things with their partners, or allow other people to show up for them in that
Mm-hmm.
way, or even friends give them a gentle reminder around like, "Hey, you're doing too much. Let's
Mm-hmm.
let's slow it down." Let's try to give them some practical tips or tools that they can use to slow down and kind of land or root in a space of rest.
Right.
You want to start?
Sure.
Okay.
So because I'm the boundaries boss, part
Yes.
of this whole idea of resting and using rest as a way of resisting the pressure to prove yourself, to show up strong all the time. Heck, just to show up all the time. Part
Mm,
of that, it requires you to have boundaries with yourself,
hmm.
telling yourself when enough is enough, deciding, checking in with yourself, deciding what you have the capacity for and what you don't.
Yeah.
So, one tool is the enough for today list.
Hmm.
Three things max.
Yeah.
Now, we know some of us who have multiple roles, there ain't no way you can only get three
You
things
gonna
done for the day.
no,
That's
no,
not what we're saying.
no.
That is not what we're saying. But what I am saying is consider this. Consider the things that you have to do that you don't have a choice. You got to get your
Hmm.
kids to school. You got to make sure they eat. If you have a job, you got to go to the job, whether it's at home or out, when you're
Hmm.
working in person. Those are things you have to do. You have no choice. So your
Yeah.
enough for today list, I'm talking about the things that are optional,
Hmm.
the things that you do have a choice. So you write down only three things that actually matter to you today, and everything else waits.
Yes, I like to call that, for me, it's my top three.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing the top three
Mm-hmm.
important things, and if I get other things done today, great, but here are the top three things that we
Mm-hmm.
need to get done. So I like
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Another thing that I would add is because I have started to pay more attention to my body's reaction to
Mm-hmm.
when it's overwhelmed, or when
Mm-hmm.
I have so much going on and it
Yeah.
requires more than just sleep. But like you said, slowing down and not adding or overly consuming information is, I like to do down like the micro rest moments.
Yes,
So
those
what
counts.
I've been doing is like kind of, as a clinician, you can move from session to session. I've started to make sure I build in time to get up and walk around, to
Good.
stand by the window, to go
Good,
outside and get some
Felicia.
sunlight, just doing things, or even asking myself, like, what is it that you need? Do you need
Mm-hmm.
fuel? Like, do you need
Mm-hmm.
food? Do you need more water? Do you need to sleep? Do you need
Yeah.
sleep as rest in the moment? But also, one of the things that I love that you mentioned too when we were talking was like waiting a few minutes to respond to a text
Just a
versus
couple minutes.
immediately responding. I think that that even applies to emails when we think about it at work,
Yes.
or
Yes.
the IMs for the people
Yeah.
that work at home, and those folks on Teams want to just send those 50, 11 messages. That's a moment for you to say, like, actually, I'm gonna slow down. I'm not gonna quickly respond. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna gather some time for me and then I'll respond. So I loved that as
Yeah.
a tool to use too.
Good. You people who are listening who feel like, no, 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 it's work. I gotta get back. I gotta get back to them. Y'all, if you don't work for EMS,
Right. The ER,
if your phone does not ring because someone dialed 911, we're not talking to you.
girl, not. Mm-mm.
That's not, we're not that's a different way.
Mm-hmm.
We have to give them different tools and strategies.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to teach our bodies to pause. And
Yes.
there's so many ways to do that. But what we're talking about is just slow down. Wait, you can wait
Mm-hmm.
2 minutes before you respond to a text or an email.
Yes.
You can step outside for a minute to get a breath of fresh air, unless don't go to the side where the smokers at or vapors.
Right.
Go to the other side. No shade
Not
to
the
them. Just saying,
vapes.
don't if you don't smoke or vape, go to the other side.
Yeah. Oh my
Lay your
God.
phone. Listen, lay down without your phone for 10 minutes. Go to the bathroom
Yeah.
without your phone.
Yeah.
Go to the bathroom without your phone.
That's for me, girl. I'll be in the bathroom just on that phone scrolling on TikTok.
Leg
So
don't
I
fell asleep
feel
because you sitting
like,
there so long.
right, get up numb because I'm
Yes.
no feeling
But
in my leg.
right. But it's so common. We don't even consider what life was like before these phones. We're not going to even go there, but we don't even
Yeah.
consider how much we are consuming and what it's doing to our bodies. So,
Yeah.
yes, rest, you all. Rest, rest, rest. Set a boundary to rest. Choose one night a week that you're not going to catch up on work, that you're not going to be calling people back, that you're not going to respond to emails,
Yeah.
that you are going to rest. No scrolling, no journaling, no reading, no books, unless you're reading a book for pleasure. Write it
Yes.
on a sticky note, put it on your calendar. Tonight is the night I'm going to bed at an hour earlier,
Yeah.
30 minutes earlier. That's your new boundary. Okay.
Yeah. So what she's saying is set a reminder on your calendar for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
specifically for you,
It's the
not for
truth.
anyone else. It's I
Yes.
am devoting this time to doing the things that will refuel me.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. This morning, when I woke up feeling the way I felt, I decided today is going to be the day I'm going to bed at 10 instead of at
Mm,
midnight. That's too late for me. Sometimes I don't have a choice, but it's too late for me. So I already know tonight I have a hard boundary for myself. 10 p.m. That's it.
yeah.
Psalms 127 and 2, the NIV version says, in vain you rise early and stay up
Mm.
late,
Oh,
toiling for food to eat, for he grants sleep to those he loves. Y'all,
mm.
God is not impressed by our exhaustion.
Nah. Again, not a reward
He's
for
not rewarding
exhaustion.
us for being, yes, he rewards those who diligently seek him. And but that's
Yes.
not what we talk. That's not this.
Yes.
He is waiting for us to sit down and rest in him. How about that? He's not waiting for
Mm.
us to prove that we're worthy of anything. He already gave it to us as a gift. We have
Yeah.
permission. Every time you rest, you push against the lie that we've been telling ourselves that we are more worthy or more valuable because we're
Mm.
doing all the things.
Yeah.
What if we saw rest as a form of worship? What if
Mm.
we saw rest as This is the only way God can do the thing that he needs to do. I read the scripture, I sung the worship song, I fellowship with people
Yeah.
who poured into me. Now I need to rest so it could take root.
Mm.
God, I'm trusting that you are working even when, especially when I'm not. If he's working mostly when I'm resting, I'm gonna be asleep all the time.
Right.
This means you do not have to finish the to-do list before you rest. You
Yeah.
ain't got to finish the book
Yeah.
before you rest. You don't have to finish the book before the thing that you've already been reading has taken root. You don't have to wait until Sunday to
Yeah.
earn a nap.
No,
How many
that's
times have
real.
you talked to a client and you're like, girl, when you gonna, do you have a plan to? Oh yeah, on Sunday, on Saturday,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
don't have to work. Well, why not log off of TikTok a little bit earlier tonight?
Mm. You didn't have to
Wait
call
till
me
Sunday.
out.
I'm talking to me too.
Okay.
What if we
Okay.
saw
Okay.
rest as a form of obedience?
Yes.
What if we saw rest as a way to choose that we're going to trust God more than we trust the things that are on our to-do list?
Mm. Okay. So we want to give you all some fuel for the road ahead.
Mm-hmm.
We really want you to think about what are the private ways I've grown that no one sees. If we can be honest, a lot of us fall into the self-help book trap or the
Yep.
sermons or the podcast, all
Yep.
because we want people to see the work that we're doing. And it's not to say that we don't want other people to notice the ways in which you are evolving and growing,
Of
but we don't
course.
need you to be overly consumed by what someone else is seeing. So,
Mm-hmm.
what are the private ways I've grown that no one else sees? We want you to hold on to that. We
Yeah.
also want you to think through where have I been trying to prove I'm okay instead of resting in the truth that I already am.
I like to say that I don't know how the situation is going to turn out, so I don't want to say to anybody it's going to be okay because I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. But
Mm-hmm.
what I do know is you're going to be okay. How do
Yeah.
I know that? Look back over your life. Think about the
Mm-hmm.
things you've already gone through and come through and
Right.
overcame. That's how
Yeah.
I know. So your success rate at getting through difficult times is 100% because you sitting here looking at me.
Yeah. Ooh. Yep. Okay, let's give them a small step for the week.
Before we close out this episode, we want to give y'all one small step. So pick one area of your life, just one, where you usually keep pushing through, you keep trying to do more, whether it's work, whether it's at home, even how you take care or show up for other people. And instead of
Mm-hmm.
piling everything on, just choose one way to pause. That can go back to the list we mentioned earlier, where you only have three things on your to-do list. Normally you have five, but now you got three. You can send an email without reading it over and over again, Christalyn. You can, you can let you can let one of the chores that you have to do let it wait, right? You
Mm-hmm.
can put your phone down. Start with 5 minutes if 10 minutes seem too impossible for you. But
Yes.
the goal is not to get it all right. It's to
Yeah.
simply give yourself permission to rest. Do not respond to the text right away. Wait 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Rest is where God does some of his best work. I truly believe that.
I
So
agree.
this week, think about this. Let rest remind you you have already done enough. Before you think of doing one more thing, remind yourself you have
Mm.
already done enough.
Oh my God, sis, we cannot believe we are closing out
I
season
know this is
one.
amazing.
We are, again, so grateful that you have been on this journey with us, and we hope
Mhm.
that you continue on this
Yes.
journey with us. If you haven't done so already, please share this podcast with a friend, family member,
Yes.
church member.
Your
Send it to
cousin, your nephew,
somebody.
your daddy,
Right.
because they know women who
Anybody.
could benefit too.
Exactly. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our email list. That's where we send out some weekly gems. Two
Yes.
times a week, we recap the episodes. We give extra, just like wisdom and gems that could be
Mm-hmm.
helpful for you. We will also love if you rate or the podcast, as well as leave us a comment if you can
Yes.
on whatever platform you choose to stream these episodes from. We are excited for season two, But
We
we
are.
also want you all to know, if you are listening on the audio version, you should head to our YouTube channel because we recorded this live and you can see us in action.
Yes.
We are excited to continue doing more of the video parts of the podcast so you can see our facial reactions, all of the things that we do.
All of my facial reactions.
All of the ways in which we engage in this episode. But again, thank you so much. We hope you take real good care of yourself, and we'll see you in season 2.
All right. Trust the journey, y'all.
All right. Bye.